Carol Dweck has done some interesting research throughout the years, which she tells about in her book, Mindset. She says that when approaching challenges, there are two basic types of mindset that people demonstrate: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Those with a fixed mindset tend to think of talents and attributes as being fixed qualities, and those with a growth mindset tend to think of talents and attributes as being qualities that change with practice and work. Dr. Dweck writes, when people believe in fixed traits, they're always in danger of being measured by a failure. It can define them in a permanent way. Smart or talented as they may be, this mindset seems to rob them of their coping resources. When people believe that their basic qualities can be developed, failures may still hurt, but failures don't define them. And if abilities can be expanded, if change and growth are possible, then there are still many paths to success. I've noticed this in my own life. I like learning. I think it's fun. When I make a mistake about something and someone corrects me, I don't like to be wrong, but I'd rather be told because I want to have the knowledge to understand the world better, and so that I'll be correct in the future. So I welcome corrections. Well, not too much. At least most of the time. I have some friends with fixed mindsets who think that you're calling them stupid when you correct them or give them advice. While some see it as valuable information, others see the same information as judgment, and they get defensive. Some think that artistic talent is set genetically. Some are naturally gifted, but they tend to not do quite as well over the long term as those who practice improvement regularly. Dr. Dweck says, just because some people can do something with little or no training, it doesn't mean that others can't do it and sometimes do it even better with training. This is so important because so many people with the fixed mindset think that someone's early performance tells you all you need to know about their talent and their future. K. Anders Ericsson and colleagues studied the musicians at the Berlin Academy of Music. They divided the students into three groups: the stars who would go on to careers on the concert stages, the good, who would have less prestigious assignments, and those who would have careers in ancillary avenues, like teaching music to kids. All three groups of students started training at about age 5. What they found was that by the age of 20, the stars had practiced with the intent of learning from mistakes and becoming better about 30 hours a week for a total of 10,000 hours. The good students had practiced about 8,000 hours, and the third, less successful group had practiced about 4,000 hours. Since then, other researchers have found similar results, and the 10,000 hour rule has become part of our consciousness. If you want to become a top-rate performer in an area that requires a great deal of expertise, it often takes about 10,000 hours to rise up to the top of your field. So if you know that it takes 10,000 hours to become top-rate at something, it suggests two conclusions. One, you really should love doing it, whatever activity that you want to excel, because you'll be spending a large amount of your life doing it. And number two, talent is sometimes, and Malcolm Gladwell and Jeffrey Colvin would say most of the time, less important than doing some good old-fashioned hard work. It also opens up the possibility that it's okay to adopt a growth mindset. John Wooden said, "You're not a failure till you start blaming others for your mistakes." Dr. Dweck interprets that as meaning that you can still be in the process of learning from your mistakes in a growth mindset until you deny them. If somebody else is responsible for your misfortune or misadventure, then you can never improve on your condition. We see a fixed mindset with people a lot when it comes to weight loss. Most Americans would be healthier if they lost some pounds of fat. This is not a secret. The formula for fat loss is to eat fewer total calories and to be physically active. Most say they want to lose weight, and some have a medical condition that interferes with the normal processes. But many people have fixed their future when they say, "I'm too busy," or "I can't resist cupcakes," or "My mother was overweight." When you make excuses for failure, you're fixing your fate. So be conscious of your mindset. The next time you make a mistake, notice if you use it as a motivation to be better or an excuse to be bitter. If someone corrects you, notice if you're defensive or eager to learn more and become better. The person correcting you might be rude or boorish or wrong, but you can't change them. You could only change yourself. Notice if you're not willing to step out and take a chance for fear that you might be wrong. If you're wrong about something, it's a great opportunity to learn how to do better. Perhaps most importantly, a growth mindset is one of hope. And hope leads to happiness and productivity. If you believe that you're going to get better with a little bit of work, then you have hope for the future, and you're more likely to get it done. In the past, there's been some derision of positive psychology and positive thinking, in part because some of the most prominent proponents of positive thinking made it seem as if it was just claiming everything was all right and denying the truth that life is complicated with lots of negative stuff to go with the positive. Shawn, in his book, The Happiness Advantage, said it best. Happiness is not the belief that we don't need to change, it's the realization that we can. Happiness is not the denial of misfortune, it is the hope that things will get better. The science shows that you can change your mindset to be more hopeful. You can change to be more hopeful and happy. You'll probably have to give up some anger, resentment, and self-pity. But that's possible with practice. Take chances. Change your self-talk until you believe that you can do anything well if you just put the time and energy into it. Set out on a path of personal development so that you might be a role model to others. Open up your opportunities by expanding your mind. Set yourself up to enjoy the mysteries of life more just by changing your mindset.